Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's episode of In Your 20s, I am going to talk about discipline equals productivity. I know I am not one to speak about discipline, but I mean it's something we need to talk about, especially as people who are in their 20s and are struggling to manage or try to balance things. Like, how do I balance things that are more productive to me and things that are less productive? But before then, I would like to state this, or rather talk about this. So a couple of weeks back, I 2 weeks, I think 2 weeks back, I made a presentation at a global youth peace forum thing, which was kind of like UN related somehow. And aside that, I have actually done a couple of other things that are UN related online and some of them offline. And I got um a message from someone asking me how I find these opportunities or how I am able to participate, if they are linked to school or if they are opportunities that are provided to me by the university or stuff like that. But no, because I am very keenly interested in such events or such activities, I literally hunt for them. Like, I am always looking for them. And the event I participated in a few weeks back was one I actually looked for. And that event was one that participants, or like 5 participants, were going to be selected and rewarded some prize money. And that aside, another thing that caught my attention was the fact that there was going to be a lecture by a former, um, a lecture by the former ambassador of Korea to the United Nations, and I really wanted to be there. I really wanted to hear, so I signed up for it. And I didn't just sign up to go listen, but I signed up to also participate, and I was able to present about Nigeria and get the reward money. So why I actually highlighted this is, it might sound like really interesting, like, oh wow, that's fascinating and things like that. It didn't just happen overnight. The fact that I was going to make a presentation meant I needed to work, I needed to do something. I needed to prepare my PowerPoint. I needed to prepare my script, because it was going to be an 8 minutes long presentation. You need to talk for 8 minutes, and then a Q&A session would follow afterwards. And the first time I wrote my essay or my paper, I wrote about Korean history, like Korea's fight for independence and all. And I did that, I promise, I did that within 24 hours. I didn't sleep, like, towards the final deadline, because I had my final exams approaching at the time and other school activities. And so I had to stay awake all through and complete the paper, only for me to send it. And they were like, oh no, write about your own country. We're going to give you until this particular day. And then I had to I had to like erase everything. But I used the same structure, but I had to literally write everything about Nigeria and not no longer Korea. And also the PPT I prepared, I had to change everything to that of Nigeria. So that meant finding new pictures, getting new data, doing everything afresh. And my point is, if I wasn't disciplined, I wouldn't have been able to go that far. The fact that the first one got rejected, right? The first essay, the first paper, and then PPT got rejected, and I had to do a new one. If I wasn't disciplined, I would have been like, no, I can't do this again, or I can't go through this stress again, or like, why should I work hard only for this thing to get rejected and then I have to do another one? It took discipline for me to be able to do that. It took also the desire to want to be on that stage, to want to talk about my country in front of over how many people from different nationalities, different social cultural background. It took that motivation and a discipline for me to be able to do that. So my point is, as young people in our 20s, this is the time we begin to build our future. This is the time we begin to build the ladder towards the things which we ultimately want to become, or which we ultimately want to have. And it's not something that happens overnight. People who you see become wealthy definitely build discipline. People whom you meet and they are always busy, they are always running about trying to complete this task, trying to do this project, they build discipline, because if those persons were not disciplined, they will not be able to build their mindset or their time or structure themselves in a well organized manner, that they have very occupied schedules, and these schedules are not just empty schedules but schedules that bring them money. I mean, a lot of people want to become rich. A lot of young people want to become rich. Like, I have mates or classmates, or sometimes they'd be like, "Oh, I just want to be rich. That's my ultimate goal. Oh, I wish I could. I wouldn't work, but I would be rich. Like, I don't want to have a job. I just want to be rich." But basically, man has to labor to have what they have, or we have to labor to have what we have. So for you to be able to achieve a lot of things, you need to learn to be disciplined, especially when it comes to like social media or like phones. They're not just your phone, there's always something distractive. Like, for example, oh, you're trying to focus and you're trying to do something, and then you now remember one very useless tax or very useless thing that does not even concern you, like, oh, I forgot to take out that trash, I should take it out now. Or your brain just does not want to focus. Your brain tries to look for excuses to leave like that position. For example, you set a time frame that, okay, I'm going to read a particular book for an hour. In the middle of it, you're like, oh, let me take a 5 minutes break. That 5 minutes break becomes 10 minutes break. The 10 minutes break, oh, 20 minutes have gone. I also do that. I also fall victim of that. But ultimately, we have to learn to be disciplined. We have to prioritize certain things that are important to us. Early this year in March, I applied for the Career Africa Foundation and I got in as a supporter. So basically, what supporters of the Career Africa Foundation do is we create content about Korea and Africa's relationship, or we create content that highlights Africa, that puts Africa in the limelight under a good picture. I mean, a lot of people in Asia or in Korea do not know about Africa, but thanks to the Korea Africa Foundation and its supporters, a lot of people get to see the content which we put out. So this tax, or being a Korea Africa supporter, means every month we have to put out content. It takes someone who is disciplined to be able to do that, because if you put out content now, or you put out content 2 times or 3 times, you're like, I don't think I can keep up with this, or like, oh, I got distracted with other things, or I got occupied with other things. And the crazy thing with this is we don't just put out content. When we create our content, we send them for review, which means if our contents are not good enough, they would ask us to modify this content, or to re-edit this content, or to do certain things about this content. But if there is no discipline, if there is no zeal, if there's no motivation, no, I will be like, why are you stressing me? I don't want to do this. This is the best I can do. I don't think I can keep up. The fact that you're not being pressured, or nobody forces you, like, oh, you have to create this content like this, you have to make this content like this. It is under your own will, right? But it takes discipline for you to be able to be productive. It takes discipline for you to be able to be patient and make your research about what topic you want to create content about, how to edit these things, how to edit this content. And when you think about the goodwill which you're doing, or when you think about the good deed, because we're promoting Africa, which I love, and I like the fact that Africa is being known globally more and more. Because of that zeal, because of that discipline, we're able to do things that are productive. So discipline actually equals productivity, because there's no way you would see someone who is productive and they won't tell you what they're sacrificing to be able to complete that task. For example, someone tells you, oh, I was able to finish this particular paper within 2 days. What did they sacrifice? They probably sacrificed their sleep, they probably sacrificed their social media time, they probably sacrificed time of hanging out, they probably even missed a meal just to complete that. Or you see somebody that tells you that, oh, I've been working out these days, I have certain muscles, or I have blah blah blah. It's not because they've been sitting at home, but because they've been probably going to the gym routinely, they've been running, they've been eating healthy, they've been disciplined, staying consistent with that thing. It takes a lot to be disciplined, because when you try to be disciplined, you get a little, all these tiny distractions, or like your body wants to do something else other than what you're doing at that particular moment. Like your body wants to, oh, I suddenly want to pee, I suddenly want to take out the trash, I suddenly want to, oh, I just remembered I have not texted this man since morning, oh, I just remembered I've not texted this, I've not responded to this email since yesterday. Oh, I remember I've not sent her the email I said, or sent her the content I said I'll send, or the file I said. Unnecessary things we begin to flood in. But when you're disciplined, being disciplined doesn't mean you completely cut off certain things, or you completely cut off, oh, I'm not going to look at my phone for the entire day. Well, for me, I can't. I will definitely look at my phone, but I give myself time, right? I give myself like time, like, oh, okay, I'm going to look at my phone at this particular time of the day, but if it's not this time of the day, I am not going to look at it. Or I'm going to look at my phone for just this particular amount of time, and that'll be it. At a point, before now, or like way back when I can't remember what event I was doing, but I was occupied, or I wanted to be productive at the time, and I would regularly use my phone, but with time limitations. And then when I check my what do you call it, I don't know, but this part of the phone that shows like activities which you've used, like how many percent of your time today. The time is 7:51. I've spent only 4 hours 7 minutes on my phone. So I would regularly check, oh, how much time did I spend on my phone today, what social media or what apps did I use the most. Did I use social media more? Did I look at TikTok more? Did I look at Instagram more? What apps did I use the most? So that kind of way I am able to regulate how much time I spend on certain things. If I use social media more today, I'll be like, okay, tomorrow we're going to do less of it. So being disciplined means you would be more productive. Your brain will begin to think of other things which you wanted to complete but you were unable to complete, other projects which you wanted to start but you did not start, other things that will yield more positive results, other things that will add value to you, other things that will add value to who you want to become. It's hard to be consistent with discipline. It's hard to say, I am going to do it like this and stick to it, but you can always try. And also, it's your own free will to take breaks whenever wish to take breaks, but do not over relax. Do not take too much breaks. Take breaks, but not too much breaks. I tend to sleep early these days, and then sometimes my friend will be like, why are you sleeping early? It's unusual for you to sleep early. But I'm like, I rather sleep early and wake up early than to spend my time on social media. That's because this is how I feel more productive. If I sleep early, I'm able to wake up early and continue from where I stopped, or like I'm reading a book and then I wake up early and then I continue from where I stopped, rather than saying, oh, since I am not reading a book, let me just look at my phone. Then I look at my phone 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It's hard being productive, but sorry, it's hard being disciplined, but it's key to building the future you want for yourself. It's key to finding opportunities. If you're going to spend time on your phone looking at social media, why not spend time on your phone looking for opportunities you can participate in, events you can attend, networking events you can attend, courses you can take online? Why not look for productive things rather than less productive things, rather than entertainment? Entertainment is crucial for your brain to function, or for you as a human being to function, but productivity is also very important to get to where we want to be ultimately. So yes, in this third episode of In Your 20s, I think I needed to highlight on discipline, because in my opinion, discipline is a way which we have to navigate through if we want to get to the top. Because if you're less disciplined, there are other people that are more disciplined. You're wondering, oh, how did this person do this within 2 hours? How did this person do this within 3 hours? Think about what they had to sacrifice to be able to do that thing. So Thank you for watching this episode again, and see you next time. Bye.